He's our daddy, not a chef. He's got mad skills, you must confess. So come and watch a thing or two, cause right now there ain't nothing to do. Subscribe to Daddy Faux Chef.
Big day for Daddy Faux. Cooking my favorite food to cook, duck breast. I love duck breast. I live for duck breast. But alas, I don't always get to have duck breast. But because the family was gone last week, the request was duck. So we're going to sous vide duck and then finish it off in a pan, pan-seared, and we're gonna make a little port, and I haven't decided if I'm doing plum or fig reduction. It's a really easy process, guys. Once again, sous vide makes life, it's foolproof. Even a faux like me could do it. So watch, listen, learn. Super easy process. We'll get it done. The only thing that takes time is me waiting to have to eat it. So let's get started. The Rohan I buy is 5 to 7 ounces, and it's got a little bit less fat here, so it's nice to serve if you're going to have a lot of other things. And then over here I have Peking duck breast, much more fat. You know, when you go to a Chinese restaurant and get Peking duck, it's because they're gonna twice roast it with all the fat and get it really rendered and crispy. These are about 8 ounces in size, and they come out delicious. There's a lot more fat, so we're going to go ahead and prepare each one of these. All right, so to get our duck breast ready, we'll do the Rohan first. All you're gonna do is take your knife, make sure you have a pretty sharp knife, and you're just gonna score. And you don't wanna cut into the meat, you wanna cut the fat. And you see how that is? You wanna get it really close to the meat, but not all the way in to damage the actual meat itself. And then we'll do an X the other way, and we will do an X and an X the other way. And we just want to make sure, first of all, that's for presentation, but also you want to cook the meat in here and still render some of the fat. It comes out beautiful when you do it this way. So we've got that one. Now on the Peking, because it's so much larger, we have to do a much bigger X. Makes sense, right? Larger, make a bigger X. And I almost went a little too far there, so you got to be careful. I just sharpened this knife though. If you guys saw me hacking with it last week. There we go. And we have our X's. I probably could have scored a third one. Maybe I should tattoo my name in there because I love duck breast. I think I said that already, right? So we're gonna go ahead, I've got to score these up, and then we'll package them up, put them in the sous vide, and we'll get to making our reduction, our port reduction to go with this tonight. To get our duck ready, we're going to season one side pretty generously on the fat side. We'll put on some salt, and we'll put on some pepper. And then we will flip it over, put on some salt, put on some pepper. And I'm going to season these all up in just a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to put these into a bag. For the Peking ducks, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter, and 1 tablespoon of garlic, and that's it. There is so much fat on these breasts that you don't need anything else in there. I've done it before where I have put in a red wine reduction, and because of the temperature you're cooking at in sous vide, it doesn't really come out right. It comes out like a duck glass of wine, and we don't want that. We just want the fat and the meat of this duck to just be the star of the show. So everything else we do tonight is just to fill our bellies up, but really this is all about the protein, and this is my favorite protein. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is, after looking at it, what time it is, I'm gonna raise the temperature up to 132 instead of 130. Still gonna get a medium rare piece of duck out of it. I wanna render a little bit more of the fat out in that process. So we're set for 132. We're at 131.5.6. So we're going in the water. We also decided we throw in some sous vide green beans, salt, pepper, lemon olive oil. Little bonus, we're having green beans anyway, so we're rolling. We're gonna make a port reduction. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna take port wine, just fortified wine, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour in, this is basically 3 cups. It's about 2/3 of a bottle. But when you're making a reduction, you're gonna get half to maybe even only 1/3 of the liquid left. So we do it really slow. Once we get about halfway there, I'm gonna add in, I don't know, honey, what do you want, plum or do you want fig?
Fig.
Fig, okay, so we're gonna make a port fig reduction. We'll add in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we'll add in a touch of garlic, and this will go on. But we need the port because we need the acid to go with all the fat of the duck, and we'll get a little bit of the sweetness from the fig. This is really easy, guys. I don't have a recipe. I make it up as I go. I taste it. I add a little. I take away a little, whatever. So, but we're going to reduce for quite a while. It'll take about 35-40 minutes to reduce, which is about, half the time we have for our duck. So, doesn't take long. Sizzle, sizzle. Boil, boil, toil and trouble. Cauldron burn, cauldron bubble. Anytime you can get a Macbeth quote in while you're cooking duck, it's a bonus. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Actually, we're gonna let this sear a little bit longer. Once you get it, you got to be really careful. This fat it'll take off really fast. So you want to get this good sear on it. Get a nice golden brown. Well, see how good that sear came on that side there? And you don't want it to stay on that side for a minute. So we're playing with this. Now, I want you to notice all this beautiful duck fat. You go to the store, Fresh Market sells duck fat for a lot of money for a very little amount. I can't say that I don't have some out in the garage, because I do. There we go. So what I do is, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my second oven just to warm. And as I take these off, I'll just let them sit in there. They won't cook anymore. They'll just warm. And I had to turn the heat down on this. So, go ahead and once we get some fat rolling around in here, that duck is going to sear off a lot quicker. But you got to keep turning down the heat because that fat's will eventually burn, although duck fat has a pretty high flash point. There we go. I think we're coming off with those. Now if you can see, I don't know if you can get that in there, but you can see just that medium rare juice running into that score in the fat. Oh my goodness. Just so pretty. Now these Rohans, as I throw these in here, they're gonna go a lot quicker. Oh, so we have the moment of truth. We will see if I'm a real chef or a faux chef. We already know the answer, I'm a faux chef, but look at that. Beautiful medium rare, fat rendered. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so good. Now we have to try it again. Little sauce. That is money.